Okay, so you guys got me. The only thing that's worse than a PlayStation fanboy is a Nintendo fanboy.
The Nintendo Switch Pro is here, and Nintendo didn't even make it, so... Okay.
Don't worry, guys. The Switch Pro can still come out. The insiders told me that. Or at least that's what was supposed to happen at E3. If this intro for any reason made you feel uncomfortable, don't worry, because the rest of this video is going to make you feel even more uncomfortable.
Steam announced today a new handheld gaming system.
Why are you doing the air quotes thing? I mean, it is a handheld. What are you talking about?
The thing is this big. I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you the thing is this big.
That's what she said. Or he said.
We're gonna check it out. I don't know much about it. All I've seen is how gigantic it is and how unappealing it is to me. So if you are a fan of this, you might not like this video because ultimately, I don't think it's gonna do well.
I would love to believe you, maybe just a little bit, but given that you're an toddler, I don't feel like I'm inclined to believe you. If anything, you should be thrilled to death that there's competition for the Nintendo Switch, because at least you're getting a console that can actually do something, or a handheld, depending on how you look at it. And it's something that they didn't just change the screen for, like the Switch OLED model. So if anything, this is still a plus.
It seems like a niche product, but let's check it out, all right? Before I start casting stones, okay? Let's check it out and talk about it. We're here on Steam's Twitter today, 7 hours ago, introducing Steam Deck. I guess that's what it's called. Steam Deck, powerful portable PC gaming, starting at $399. Starting at $399. So I don't know if there's gonna be a more advanced option or what the case is. Designed by Valve, powered by Steam, shipping December 2021. So very soon. Was this known about before? Because I had no idea. And then out of nowhere, there was like, here it is, the new Steam handheld. Haven't they tried a Steam box before and it like didn't do well? There's a lot of reasons why I just don't think this is gonna go well.
You must be referring to the Steam Machine, which was brought out as a competitor to consoles, and it didn't really pan out all that much because it ran off of Steam OS, which was really, really limited at the time. But what most people did was they took their little Steam Machine and they loaded Windows 10 onto it, and then they could play any game instead of just Steam OS games.
People are really super excited about it online, but like everything in the past, people were excited about the Ouya. I mean...
Exactly who was excited about the Ouya? You mean the executives that made it? I mean, they were pretty pumped about it, but no one else really was. In fact, it was negatively received from pretty much all ends of the internet. And again, you know, the executives, they really loved it because it was their creation, but no one else outside of their sphere really liked it.
That's just because people are excited now does not mean it's gonna do well. Remember Labo? Remember when everybody was, hey, Labo's amazing, and I was saying that it wasn't gonna do well, and everyone's like, dude, you're so dumb. You're so dumb. Watch. Where's Labo? What happened? I've seen it at Goodwill. That's pretty neat.
Again, who was excited about these besides children? Because when the Labo was announced, people were like, why would you pay this much money for cardboard? And again, children bought it, and maybe hardcore Nintendo fanboys, but the general populace? I don't think that you're telling the truth.
Anyway, here's the video that goes along with it. It has no sound. My sound on my TV is all the way up. I'm not using headphones, and it just didn't have any sound. And I was like, that's a great start. A commercial with no sound, and it's a little pixely. But look how gigantic this thing is. And this thing is literally this big. You know, like Shane, the Switch is pretty big. This is like Atari Lynx big, okay? This is humongous.
Humongous? Among Us?
So here goes my Switch Lite right here. Let me show you this. This is my Switch Lite right here. You're like, that's pretty big. Not really. Look at my hands. They're touching. This is my cell phone. It's literally almost the exact same size as my cell phone. I can put this in my fucking pocket in the carrying case. Watch this. I can put this fully in my pocket. Check it out. That's in my fucking pants. I've done this many times. I've walked around with my Switch in my fucking... Because I wear pants like a normal grown-ass man. Not fucking girl jeans. I'm looking right at you with your girl jeans.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. For one, they're not called girl jeans, they're called skinny jeans. Secondly, why would you ever walk around with your Switch in your pocket? That makes you look like a wheelchair symbol, if you don't mind me saying, you know, in the nicest way possible. But also, what does this have to do with the Steam Deck? I mean, you don't have to put it in your pocket. You can just carry it or put it in a backpack. Do you think that like no one else has like pockets or something, or they don't have another way to carry it? I mean, it does come with a carrying case if you get the more expensive ones, but I mean, you can just buy something to throw it in.
I couldn't fit that in there. I can barely fit my cell phone in there. Then grow the fuck up and buy some pants. Jesus Christ.
You seem very concerned about what people wear. I mean, if they're not for you, I mean, that's fine, but I mean, you don't have to care if they're wearing skinny jeans or not. And you don't have to care if they can carry their phone or not. Most people put it in their back pocket, to be fair.
It's just, this is portable, okay? I love the Switch Lite, $200, half the price of this. And you go, well, this is gonna play Doom at 60 FPS and Team Fortress and all this other stuff. Well, that's great. There's a thing called gaming laptops, all right? We didn't need...
Are you dense? Why in the world would you get a gaming laptop if this will literally play your games on the little handheld device, and then you can get the dock and play it on your TV? What do you do with the Switch? What do you think you do with the Switch? I can, just play games on my phone if I really care that much, but am I going to be playing Doom that looks anywhere close to this on a Nintendo Switch? Just stop being a toddler for 2 seconds.
This is literally as convenient as a gaming laptop, all right? I don't understand what the hype is about this. Like,
well, for one, it's a portable handheld console thing that can play all of your Steam games. And if you don't want it to play any of those games, then you can emulate some, or you can just replace it with Windows 10. It gives you the freedom of choice because it is a PC in your hands. Whereas the Nintendo Switch is, well, I mean, I guess you probably play Smash Brothers and Splatoon on it, and it might run pretty well. I don't know. I don't play games on my Switch that often.
you could play something that's this fucking big and the buttons are at the top, so you're gonna be holding it really weird. That's cool. Look at that. The buttons are at the very top of the like, what is this? I guess there's a little mouse tracking pad, which is kind of neat.
Don't forget that it's also a touch screen too, but, why are we gonna just gloss over all that when we could just get ourselves a Nintendo Switcherino?
I like it. It's cool, all right? It looks a little wacky, but the concept and the idea are cool, but it's just such I feel like not a mainstream thing. Like, Timmy and his mom at Kmart aren't gonna be like, hey, let's get this Steam portable gigantic thing and carry it around and play God knows what, when they could just go, hey, let's get a Mario Boys and be on our way.
I don't know if you know the spending habits of people that are going to buy something that is an electronic, but most people are just going to do research on their own and then find out what they really want to buy. So when it comes to like something like a Steam Deck, most people have done their research or they see it in the store and then they ask the store employees. I don't think that anyone is going to go into a store and say, oh man, I don't know what this thing is. Looks pretty cool. I should buy it. Instead, they're probably going to ask questions on what exactly it is. I don't expect that you've actually interacted with real humans outside of, I don't even want to call it the internet at this point because I don't even think you interact with them there. But no one's going to do that. In what real life scenario is someone going to go to probably one of the 10 remaining Kmarts in the country and then say that they want the little Steam Deck instead of a Nintendo Switch? It just probably won't happen. I know that this is a lot of conjecture, and you can say, well, this is just an opinion piece, Necro. Well, I'm still not wrong either. I mean, I would love to be wrong, but when you're fighting against a toddler, it's not hard to win.
I feel like it's just has way more mass appeal. Like, oh, look, it's got all these household names, and they're just right here. And obviously, you could hack this to play those on there. I get that. I know there's gonna be people going, I can play Mario on my Steam. I can hack it right on there, Sean. Great. Again, this is the mass appeal, not the niche guy in his basement going, beep boop boop bop boop, let me put everything over. I know it's not hard. I'm just making fun, okay? I'm just having fun, all right?
That's a weird way of having Schrodinger's cat. I mean, you could say that it's a joke, but you kind of made this entire video, openly shitting on people that probably kind of want to buy it.
But it's literally a niche thing. It doesn't have millions in sale mass appeal.
Steam, which is one of the largest PC online retailers for anything that's a digital game and in some regard maybe software, that has over 100 million registered accounts, is not mass appeal to you? In what world do you live in where 100 million people that use Steam isn't a large number?
To me, I don't think so. At least maybe I'll be wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. Maybe if they redesigned it and made it a little more compact, but I just don't. This is like bare ass portable. Let's look into it though.
Wait, so we talked all this hot shit about a thing that we haven't even looked at yet? This is the absolute state of YouTubers. Thanks for playing the game.
A little more. SteamDeck.com. I really haven't looked into this at all. I've just saw that it was a thing. The most gaming power you have ever held. That's sweetheart. You don't know what I've held. I've held Dreamcast guy's dick.
Hey, I mean, if that's what you're into, I mean, no judgments here. I don't know what I was really expecting out of this video, to be honest. I don't really know what anyone was expecting out of this video.
I like the Valve logo on it. The quality of the product looks really high. Like, it looks really sturdy. It looks like it's got some weight to it. The buttons and everything, they look really good quality. Like that matte finish with that little scuffiness. Looks like it's got some good grips on there. It looks good quality. I'll give it that.
Valve usually has a pretty keen eye for detail, and I think that they wouldn't miss out on anything that would make it a comfortable feeling console to hold. Or handheld. I mean, I don't know what they really want to call it at this point, but you know what I mean.
All-in-one gaming portable PC, blah blah blah. Steam Deck brings the Steam games and features you love to a powerful and convenient. Okay.
So what's convenient about the Switch then? Because I mean, they do about the same thing. You can dock them and watch them on your TV, or you can play them on the go. So why is one convenient and the other isn't?
Form factor that you can take wherever you go. It's debatable, but all right.
Again, you can take the Nintendo Switch everywhere, and it's the exact same type of handheld. So why can't the Steam Deck go anywhere that you go? Oh, it's because you just have a bias in your a wheelchair symbol. God damn it.
We got some Star Wars here. Actual gameplay running on prototype hardware. Okay. Hardware designed to put real games in your hands. Powerful. Steam Deck runs the latest AAA games and runs them really well. Again, that's subjective. But I feel like they know what they're doing hardware-wise. For some reason, Nintendo botched that, and I got drift on my light, but it like went away. I don't know what the deal is. This is probably going to be a lot better quality hardware than Nintendo is going to have. You got to admit that. I mean, come on there. It's probably going to be leaps and bounds above in terms of quality of the hardware, not processing power. Clearly, that's going to be, you don't even have to say that. It's going to be way more processing power than a Switch.
Some phones actually have better technology than the Switch, but of course, Nintendrones, or Nid-toddlers, whoever you want to call them, they usually will try to tell you that, no, there's no other place like the Switch to play all of these great games. And that's fine, you can still play all of those games. If you have a Switch, no one's telling you that you can't play on them. The same way that if you buy a Steam Deck, no one's telling you that you can't play certain games. Well, I mean, it can play all the games, but it doesn't tell you that you can't. I don't see why we have to keep shitting on this device that actually might do a thing that you don't want it to.
Of course. Versatile, you can connect to peripherals, throw the picture onto a big screen, and do all the other PC things you'd expect. So I guess it has a dock. I saw something like that it had like a dock thing for a PC. I don't know if you can dock it to a TV, but if you can, that's really awesome, and that is great. We can go into more about the hardware. I guess we will. I don't know anything about hardware. It's just gonna be like, check out the processing power. Bleep, boop, beep, boop, 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 beep, boops. Gyro, there you go. Track pads, which I thought were really cool. Those look cool. 7-inch screen, which is what the new Switch OLED is, but I heard this is LCD. People were making a big deal like, you guys can't even do OLED. Why can't they do OLED? Come on now.
I don't know if you know this, but sometimes when you're making a product, you don't want to have to spend a lot of money to make something because then you're just going to be in the hole. So in order to cut costs, that's kind of what you do. Instead of going for this better looking display like an OLED, you go with something a little bit cheaper like an LCD screen. And of course, there's going to be people like you that complain about it. What were you playing on with the Nintendo Switch before the OLED model? Oh.
Fast storage, built-in storage, 64 gigs, SSD, or fastest. You can get a 512. Okay, so you can upgrade when you buy it, I guess. I guess the base model will be 400, and then depending on what your upgrades are, hi-fi audio, 40-watt battery, 78 hours, fastest spin resume. It's got a lot of great features. It looks really nice, but I just, again, don't think it has mass appeal. We've had things like this in the past, very similar things to this.
Like what? Name like 2 or 3 things that are exactly like this. A portable PC that is literally like a Nintendo Switch. If you say like, well, the PlayStation Vita was a thing. Yeah, and the thing that was wrong with it was Sony. Sony wanted to make everything proprietary. And that's what ultimately killed it, besides the fan base that didn't buy it, but now they scream how much they love the PlayStation Vita. Oh wait, that's going into some pony territory.
And a million other handhelds, a PS Vita, all kinds of stuff. I know this is not even comparable to a PS Vita, but like we've had things in the same vein, in the same ballpark as this before, and they just don't work. Nintendo just knows what they're doing marketing wise with handhelds and with their IPs and everything. They know how to get it into households and go, hey, the family, you guys will love this.
Okay, and the marketing for the Steam Deck is, hey, you can play all of your Steam games on your PC on a portable device to go. So it's essentially the same thing, it's just that you move from one demographic to the other, where this may not be focused at children and families, this will be focused to hardcore gamers or PC enthusiasts.
Steam is just like, hey, hardcore gamers, buy our thing, dude.
Wait, is that how you think PC gamers talk? Is like a dude, bro? Yeah, dude, buy our fucking monster of a little handheld. It's gonna be great. You can play all your games like Doom Eternal. Is that what you really think? Do you really think this?
And maybe that'll work for them. I don't think it will. Again, there's a dock too. Woo, look at that. We got a dock. It's got USB Type-C. Here goes this gigantic mammoth console. Woo! That thing is big, baby.
Every time I whip it out, that's exactly what they all say. They say, man, that's pretty big. How did you get so depressed? And I'm like, well, you know, it all started when I started doing YouTube.
But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all there is to say about it, right? Like software, like tech specs. Like, I mean, let me look at the tech specs. It's got a microphone. Whew! You know me, I love mics. Blah, 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 Zindib dude's got a bunch of flops. There's flops and T-flops and G-flops. All the flop! They're flopping!
If you ever want to know some hard truths about why NECRO XIII uses Claire as a speaking form, well, that's because videos like this, where people use their real face, they're fucking cringe. They're terrible. And you can even see at the top of the screen where it has it cut off where his beanie is. The zooming in and the fucking jump cuts, stop.
16 gigabyte RAM, display, I guess it's that 720 is what I heard, 800p at 1280, 16 by 10 aspect ratio. It's like a little bit 16 by 9. It's kind of weird.
I don't know if you know this, but there are other resolution sizes and aspect ratios than just 1080p and 720p. I mean, I don't expect Nintendo fanboys to really know that, but I mean, there are different and other resolutions you can play at.
Slightly better than 720. LCD again, 700 brightness, 60 hertz refresh rate. All nice things. These are all nice things, all right. But at the end of the day, is that gonna matter for this $400 gigantic handheld gaming console? I really don't think so. I don't think it's gonna do well. We'll see. I hope it does well, and then the Switch would have some competition, and Nintendo could step up their game and give us better hardware. That would be amazing. And maybe if they condense it to a smaller form factor, I would be interested. But I'm not interested in carrying around something this fucking big. All right, I'm sorry, Steam, Valve, whoever I got to apologize to, I apologize.
I by no means am a PC fanboy by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, if you can't really be a fanboy of PC anyways because it's a bunch of different things, doesn't really matter. But at least let's try to understand something. You've exaggerated how good this thing can potentially be and how bad it will probably be. And you have no basis. I didn't realize that you had an early inside look. I mean, I don't even know if it's going to be that good. Let's just be real about the situation. But we also can be optimistic. And I'm not saying that Steam has all of the answers, and Valve definitely has done the research on what makes something work. After a few flops here or there, I mean, the Steam Link's not really a flop because it still has practical use. You can just throw it into your living room and play your PC games on your TV. Or you can still use a Steam machine and just, I don't know, put Windows 10 on it or something. But again, most of those things aren't terrible. They're not the worst thing ever. They're nowhere near the level of like an Ouya or a PlayStation Vita. They will have support for them. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, the Steam Link has had support, I think all the way up until like sometime last year. So it's not like they just don't work. I don't know why you're getting this thing. It's not like Steam has a bad track record of making terrible things.
It is interesting. I do find it interesting, but I'm not enough to want to even come close to consider buying one at all. But that's just me. Obviously, there are a lot of hardcore nerds out there that are super excited.
Bro, you're wearing a Pokemon t-shirt with some old faded black pants, and you're wearing a pink beanie. You don't have the right to call anyone a nerd, especially when you look like a fucking serial killer.
And God bless you. Like I said, there's gaming laptops you can just bring. It's not going to be that much more cumbersome than this. You're going to need a bag for that regardless. So I don't know what the huge deal is about this. It's dockable. That's kind of cool. There are cool aspects and cool things to it. Just not for me, baby. And I'm sorry if that upsets you. And if you already left a dislike and left, then thanks a lot, Timmy.
No, thank you a lot, because you're the Timmy that we get to laugh at.
Wait, you're Jimmy. Timmy's buying the Switch.
Well, I don't care what Timmy's buy because I'm not Timmy's dad. I don't care what Timmy spends his money on.
Bit of a long-winded rant today. If you liked it, drop a comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already.
I agree. You should definitely like, comment, and subscribe, and leave all of those things here. Because, as you may know, YouTube members and Patreon supporters get videos first, and whatever works in progress I have going on. And of course, these videos aren't going to be that often, but at least they'll be coming out. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and ruin all of my numbers by having some more streams, so that way your join button membership is actually worth it. But I'll see you guys in the next one.